Hello. Very good evening to all of you. I'm Harshwardhansinh Zala, founder, CEO, CTO of Aerobotics 7 International. So basically, today I'm going to share a little journey about myself, how I all started this, and where we are standing today. So my journey starts when I was 9 years of age. I was really interested in electronics and technology, always tinkering with whatever electronic things and technological things I may found. I started working on different projects. I always wanted to make something extraordinary out of ordinary things. In my family, there were no people. My family background was not tech or engineer based. They are all accountants and stuff like that. So I started learning the technologies and electronics by reading books, by going to the cyber cafe with my grandfather to learn from the internet. Because at that time I had no mentor, and still I don't have. I self mentor all this technology. So my first project was where I developed a TV remote controlled home automation device, which can control all your home appliances with TV remote. It was that time it was a very big project, and nowadays it's very common. But it was 2012 or 13, I may guess. Then there were no stopping me. Worked on more than 42 projects, 8 robots completed by the year of 12 years old when I was. And after doing all of this, I wanted to do something for humanity, something which can do something, make impact to the society, and create a little change to the world. So it was the time in July 2015 when I seen a video on YouTube where many soldiers were detecting something. It was landmine explosives. They're trying to detect the landmines, which are the explosives buried under the ground and used in the war fields. So they are trying to detect those landmines, and suddenly one landmine exploded because it wasn't detected. And it was that scene that it was very emotional to me, that why this is happening, why this kind of thing happens to the soldiers. And I started researching on Google that why this kind of thing is happening, what are the landmines. But because at that time I was not knowing what are the landmines and why they're used. So I stumble upon on internet, and I seen this kind of images where which are very heartbreaking images, which really gives us kind of an like so that was the time where I uh, took a challenge to develop something to help those people. Because what I found personally is there are many defense companies out there in the world, and it's a very big, like more than 150 billion US dollars market they're serving, but no one is focusing on this kind of technology which can help those innocent civilians and soldiers. So landmines comes in different shapes and sizes. You can't really identify any landmines by looking at it, because it's very hard to detect those kind of thing, and it creates a very big impact on the blast, and it can not only harm your limbs, but it can also kills people. And it's a whopping 33 billion US dollar market, according to UN report, to detect and destroy all the landmines around the globe, which are really 110 million active landmines. And the crazy thing about this is there are no such companies or no initiative doing this or serving this market. Not more than 10% they are doing since last 60 years. So no one was thinking about this. No one was really wanted to create something, or many people tried to have and remove the interference of the human risk. So in July 2015, I started working on the project called Eagle A7, which means escort for attacking on ground and on buried landmines as enemy by Aerobotic 7. It's a long name, I know, but it is a drone-based technology which we have invented in-house, which can detect all kind of landmines, including plastic ones, metallic ones, and not only detect them, track their accurate location, but it can also destroy the landmines in real time without any human risk. So it was the idea and the fire which ignited in my mind, and I started working then. Uh, but at that time, I wanted some help, so I went to many companies and started asking their CEOs and CTOs about this technology, how we can develop this kind of thing. So they said, "Bacha, you are just a boy. Just first go and study well, and then come back." It was funny now, but at that time it was very like heartbreaking for me, and I thought that why I could not do something, why I could not serve to the world. So at that time, I founded a company called Aerobotics 7. I was the first and only employee of the company that time. And I know that age was very less at that time. And I started this company and became a founder and CEO of that. And I started working on the technology. We did many iterations of Eagle 7. We did more than 6 prototypes and iterations. We tested all of them, removed every limitations and that kind of stuff. And then suddenly one day, Indian Army CRPF approached us and they said, what you guys do, what kind of stuff you do. So I presented this thing and they said, wow, this is so amazing, because they were just focusing on getting more than 50%. 55% is very enough for them, and we got 93% of accuracy in all kind of landmines detection. So it was the time where we turned around and we said that now our technology can really serve the field, the soldiers and the civilians. So you will be wondering that how I learned all of this, and so I started learning from internet, from reading books. I learned aerodynamics, automation, robotics, artificial intelligence, machine learning, more than 37 programming languages, because no one is helping me out in programming languages, and many stuffs I learned from internet and books, because at that time there was no mentor, and still we don't have any mentor. But I was very poor at schools. Was at that time I was not focusing much at the schools, because I know that focusing more in memorizing things will not definitely help you rather than focusing more intelligence. So from that I used to give more time in learning those things, and I started this initiative back then. And then we created these things, but at that time we don't have enough funds to uh, create our prototypes, because I come from a very humble home. So I could not borrow enough money to create those prototypes to show to those people, because they will definitely not believe on my ideas. So I started taking tuition classes and workshops of BTech and MTech students when I was in 8th standard, so I can earn some money and I can put on my endeavors. Thank you. Thank you so much. So now, where we are standing, we are working with Indian Defense. We are working with, we have signed with MOUs with South Korean Army organizations. We are working in UAE. We are working in South Sudanish government, and main consistently we are working with the Indian Defense to test our prototypes and get things better. And my dream is to first serve India, and to serve to the Indian defense first, and after that we want to globalize this technology. So that's the thing. So now I have a video to show all of you. So let's have a look at the video.
14 years old, having a drone in the sky that will identify landmines and save so much suffering. A 14-year-old brilliant boy who produces a drone that goes up to the skies and identifies landmines. This is something that obviously could save a lot of tragedy and a lot of misery. 14 years old. It's kind of old. Amazing.
Thank you. So it has little PR-related stuffs as well. It was a little old footage, not the real testings which we did at the army field. It was not showcased here. So right now we are working on this technology. We are at the final stage of the version 7 Mark 1, and we are very ready to demonstrate the final prototype to the defense and give it to them. So we are looking for we are now at the stage of getting investment in the company for commercialization. So we are looking for a rapid investment suggestions from very professional people which can help us commercialize our technology. And all I wanted to say is that if you have some kind of idea, if you want to do something, you can definitely do it. If you have passion, perseverance, if you really want to do it, you can definitely do it. There is nothing like impossible. Like many people said me in the beginning that you cannot do this kind of thing, but it is not like that way. It can be impossible for the world, but it cannot be impossible for you or me who wants to change something and create a better society in the world. Thank you very much. Thank you.